What's up, guys? Coach Madden, official trainer, YouGoProBaseball.com, and today I've got top 10 ways to increase your pitching velocity. Are you guys liking these top 10 videos that I'm putting out? If you are, give me the thumbs up. Matter of fact, I'm not gonna make any more top 10 videos if I don't get 500 thumbs up on this video. So if you're liking them, you better hit that thumbs up because I ain't making any more until I get 500, all right? Here we go, top 10 ways to increase your pitching velocity. Now, before we get into the top 10 ways, I don't know if you guys seen it on my website. I put up an article, the 99 ways to improve your pitching velocity. If you haven't checked that out, you've got to check that out. I put that up about a year ago and it's blown up. I get so many comments on a daily basis about that blog post. You're gonna want to see it. I'm gonna leave a link below. But what I've done from this video is I've taken the top 10 of those and we're gonna talk about it right now. So the first way to increase your pitching velocity is going to be working on your load. You got to have a good load. The beginning of the pitching delivery is so important when it comes to increasing your pitching velocity. Just pitching well in general, you have to have good movement down the mound. And the beginning of that is so important because if you're messed up in the beginning, the rest of the delivery is going to be messed up. So you really got to work on your load. I see too many guys coming just straight up and they're not really loading any of their energy. What you want to do in your load is really get loaded up over your back leg without going over your back leg. I hope that makes sense. I want to kind of load my energy this way without getting too far back this way. So I just keep my knee inside of my back foot while I'm loading up my front side and kind of keeping this hip closed and these shoulders closed as well as I get loaded. So instead of coming straight up here, it looks more like this. The second way to increase your pitching velocity is to leverage your energy. Now in pitching, to me, there's two types of energy. You've got your linear energy and your rotational energy. Your linear energy is the energy that you're creating going towards home plate. Your rotational energy is obviously when you're rotating because we're starting closed off and then we're opening up, we're rotating, we're unwinding, and that's another part of our energy. So how can we leverage our linear energy and how can we leverage our rotational energy to get the most out of our kinetic chain? Because that's basically what we're doing. We're creating energy from the ground up out through our release point. And if we can leverage this energy and not leak any of it, we're gonna be able to pitch faster. Does that make sense? So how do we leverage our linear energy? Well, we create that energy by getting a good load, then we drive forward. That's our linear energy. But then to leverage that energy, we've got to pitch against a strong front leg. If your front leg, after you land, continues to go this way, you're leaking your energy. If your front leg, after you land, continues to go this way, you're leaking your energy. The best pitchers in the game have a good shin angle, which means their shin goes into the ground. They're pitching against that front leg this way. Some guys, major league pitchers, are fully straight. Not right when they land bent, but as they get to their release point, they're fully straight. They're pitching against that front leg. So that's how you leverage your linear energy. Your energy goes this way until it hits that front side and the energy says, you can't go any further forward. So then it continues up your kinetic chain. Does that make sense? So now how do we leverage our rotational energy, right? Because now we've got this energy here and we say, no, we can't go any further this way. So now it continues up the body. How do we leverage our rotational energy? We have to block off, okay? Blocking off means that we're stopping our rotation here. So you'll see great pitchers when they stop, they're not pulling this glove all the way back this way. They're blocking off. This elbow comes to the side and that's as far as they're rotating, okay? Their back shoulder continues to rotate past their other shoulder, but they're blocking off. If you just kept spinning when you're pitching this way, you're gonna leak a lot of energy out this way as you're throwing. So we gotta block it off once we get back into our linear energy. So we're rotating, we block it off, and now everything comes back linear again as we finish that throw. The third way to increase your pitching velocity is to train your deceleration. All right, your deceleration is like your brakes in a car. If you've got a fast car with bad brakes, you're not gonna wanna drive that fast, right? You got a good chance of crashing. Same thing goes with pitching. If you're throwing really fast, but you got bad brakes, you got a good chance of injuring your arm. So we have to work on our brakes. We have to work on our deceleration, train our deceleration. One great way to do that is doing reverse throws. This is a weighted ball. It's a 32-ounce ball. I'll leave a link below where I got this. And all you're gonna do is get down on your knee. You're gonna put this ball by your front lead leg. You're gonna be blocked off with the front side. You're gonna follow this ball back with your head. You're just gonna throw it backwards. There are many other deceleration exercises that you can do, but that's just one of my favorites. The fourth way to increase your pitching velocity is to get on a good pitching program. Now, of course, you can check out Pitching 365.2. That is my pitching program. It is on sale right now on my website, but I'm not here to sell you stuff. It's a great program, it'll work, but whatever program you're on, you gotta get on a good program, okay? Whether it's mine or somebody else's or one that you created for yourself, you have to have a routine. You've gotta put it down on paper, track your progress, use the numbers, and learn from that, okay? So you have to be on a good program so you can progress and get better as you go. The fifth way to increase your pitching velocity is to speed up your delivery. You gotta get faster. Too many guys I see is like, I wanna pitch faster, I need to pitch faster, how do I pitch faster? And then when I see them pitching, their whole movement is just very slow. If you wanna pitch fast, you have to move fast. You have to be fast, okay? Guys who pitch fast are very explosive, they're very fast. Usually guys who can pitch fast can run fast. Guys who can pitch fast can jump high, okay? There's a direct relation to vertical jump and 60-yard dash as it relates to throwing velocity. So if you wanna pitch faster, you have to be faster, you have to train faster, you have to train as an explosive athlete. The sixth way to increase your pitching velocity is to develop a recovery routine. Recovery is huge. We talked about training as an explosive athlete, and if you're gonna be training this way, you've gotta make sure your body recovers. You gotta make sure your body recovers from pitching. You wanna take care of your arm, you wanna take care of your body, and the way you do that is by developing a recovery routine. It's gonna be different for everyone. You have to find out what works best for you, but you definitely have to focus on your eating, your rest, your training, what you're doing to recover from that. All the things that come into recovery, you have to lay it out and get a routine that works well for you. The seventh way to increase your pitching velocity is to run more sprints and run less long distance. In baseball for a long time, we've got it wrong. We had it wrong. I see so many teams running poles and laps, and that's all they're doing, running a lot of long distance stuff. When in reality, as a pitcher, if you want to throw faster, you want to pitch faster, you got to train like an explosive athlete. You got to train to be fast, and that's doing more sprints than long distance. Let me ask you this. Have you ever seen a picture of a long distance runner and a picture of a sprinter? Let me ask you, which one would you rather look like? The eighth way to increase your pitching velocity is going to be to increase your mobility, or at least maintain your mobility if you already have good mobility. Because in pitching, we have to have good movement like I talked about. And if you have good movement and you're able to have that range of motion through all aspects of your delivery, you're gonna be able to take that energy that you create and transfer it through a longer kinetic chain. Does that make sense? If I have bad ankle mobility, I'm not gonna be able to drive out as much as I should be able to. If I have bad hip mobility, I'm not gonna be able to get as much rotational energy perhaps as I might be able to. So you have to definitely work on your mobility and maintain or increase your range of motion so that you can put more energy, more of that velocity through your pitching delivery. The ninth way to increase your pitching velocity, and this one gets overlooked a lot of the times, and this is just to put yourself in the state. Like sometimes, have you ever been out there pitching? Normally you may throw 90, let's say, you're a 90-mile-an-hour guy, and then one day you get out there and you're throwing 84, and you're like, what the hell happened? This is because you're not in the state. You may not be prepared body-wise, but a lot of times it's because you're not in the state, you're not ready. You didn't put yourself into the right mind state, you didn't put yourself into the right energy state. And again, that goes back to eating as well. You have to be prepared for the game. If you know to put yourself in the state, to have good energy, you gotta eat a certain way, you gotta do that, right? If you know you have to think a certain way, you gotta do that. But you gotta pump yourself up before you get out here to be ready to throw as fast as you can. And the 10th way to increase your pitching velocity is to stay committed. Now, if you're watching this video, you might have got a few good tips on how to increase your pitching velocity, and you may take a few of them and you might do them for a couple of days. That ain't gonna help. You gotta stay committed, all right? Take the things that work for you and stay committed to it. Make a plan, build out a program, okay? You have to stay committed. Anything worth having is gonna cost you something. You gotta put in the time, you gotta put in the effort, you gotta be consistent, you gotta commit. So if you want this, you wanna pitch faster, you gotta commit to it. You gotta put it on paper and make it happen. Do it, execute, get out there and work hard. Guys, I hope you liked this video. Again, if you want 89 more ways to increase your pitching velocity, you gotta check out my article. I'm gonna leave a link below where you can do so. It's awesome, it's a great one. I promise you, you're gonna love it. Give me the thumbs up if you like this video. check out that article. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already subscribed. I got close to 700 videos. I'm not stopping making videos anytime soon, all baseball related. So if you're into baseball and you're trying to get better at baseball, you're gonna wanna hit that subscribe button, hit that little bell symbol right next to the subscribe button, because I got a bunch of great videos coming real soon and I want you to stay notified when I upload them. Now, please leave me a comment below. Let me know which of these 10 things you're gonna do, which of them do you already do, and what are you gonna do this season to get better and pitch faster. Let me know, leave a comment below. We'll talk there and I'll see you in the next video.